Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So we're out here in the rain again. It's basically kill on sight for all cows at this point. Did he just give me 6? That's like a new record. I've been trying to get so much leather for the library because eventually that whole area is going to have like books in it, the whole area on the inside. So I've literally been just living inside of the barn over here. Let's go walk back here for a second. Let me show you guys what this process looks like. So I really dislike the rain. Sometimes I'll kill the horses. It just depends on the day. But actually, just disregard that I said that. I didn't actually. It was a joke. I'd never killed the horses. But as you know, I've been working on the library interior, so of course having lots of leather is very important. So I basically just sit here and breed these guys up and euthanize them, I guess would be the right word for that, and harvest their leather. Then I go to my. You guys probably haven't seen this area too much back here. Let me walk around, show you guys what the behind the scenes in these videos. There's my very ugly bee farm. I keep meaning to fix that, but I haven't gotten around to it. But this is there's some like miscellaneous farms back here that I get stuff from. There's like my melon and pumpkin farm back here, but this is where I get all my sugar cane. It's like a big old automatic sugar cane farm. Pretty simple design, but you know, I come through here and get all my sugar cane and make paper, go back there, kill the cows to get the leather. It's all done pretty legit. By the way, here's the farmer watching. I'm eventually going to put in some villagers, I promise. For all of you that keep asking about that. That is part of the Library of Lore process. Eventually, as I introduce more characters, we're going to have them walking around in the world. Of course, you guys have seen the old videos where I had the giant list of everyone that lives in here, and they still don't have a person actually in here, but they'll all get in here eventually. It's a process. I'm working on breeding up some villagers right now, or however that works. Oh, look, another cow. Just in time. But anyways, like I said, I've been working hard on getting some books and library stuff, and I think it's turned out really well. So all I've done so far is just the first floor here. These other floors, they're going to take a little while, that is for sure. But yeah, I love the atmosphere in this. This is such a cool, just a really cool vibe in here, and atmosphere and just a good feeling. I would love to be in this place in real life. Of course, you can just imagine once all this place is filled and detailed like this, how it'll look. But I love it. I really do love it. So when you walk straight in here, you can see it's really is a grand entrance, and that's what I was going for. I wanted to make this like really nice and compact and seem cluttered in a way, but also at least at the very beginning, I wanted to feel like nice and open, but you can still notice the details and stuff on the end. But if you come straight forward here, we have library services. You know, nothing too special. Just a nice little kiosk right here in the front, and you're probably wondering how you actually get in there. Well, that's through here. I'll show you how you get into the library services here in a little bit. I wanted to make it look like no one ever like leaves. Like the librarian is just always here 24/7. So you just when you're in here, you're like looking around, you can't see how they get out, so you're just wondering constantly, does that librarian ever leave? I don't know. I just thought that would be funny to have that, because when I was in college, there was a lady that worked at one of the libraries, and I think it was the engineering building, and every time I went there, she was in there. It was like she never leaves. So this is her lore, if anything, that library stand. But yeah, so just on these on these sides, I did these kind of like details with the main bookcases, and then these empty bookcases right there. We've just kind of got these like lining the pillars. We've got a few of these like little writing stands. You come over here, we've got some areas where you can sit and read, and then these books just continue all the way back through here. This wall I wanted to leave blank. I might put some picture frames up here eventually. Not exactly for sure, but just some more tables where you can sit and read, because in a library you want to be able to actually sit down and read the books. And then of course you got the stairs up here, and nothing's decorated. This is what it looked like before, but as you can see, it makes a lot better with the actual library and the books in here. And so what I did was I just bordered them with this with this dark oak, and then the dark oak actual planks up here as like a kind of trim on it. And I think it really makes it pop with all these different types of wood. So like obviously the floors and stuff are oak, the fences and the tables and the chairs are whatever you call it, spruce, and then we've got dark oak for the other accents. So I think it looks nice. If you come back over here, we've got, of course, every library has to have a coffee shop. It's just named Coffee right now. I wanted you guys to to think up a name or something for it down in the comments. So definitely leave that if you think of a good one. But of course, we have to have a nice medieval coffee bar area. And it's nothing too special, just your run-of-the-mill library / Starbucks style coffee shop here. So we've got the area where you can make your order, and you go down here and they serve you your drink, and you can sit here at this little bar or this like little nook in the corner and read. If you want, you can bring a book here and read while you're drinking your coffee. Pretty cool setup. This you actually have an entrance into, so the coffee people do leave. But we got our brewing stand, just a cup here, some nice shelves where we keep all the stuff. I really need to make that where I can actually open that. That would make a lot more sense. Water where you can do your dishes from, a dish drying rack, an oven for some reason. Well, this could be like a coffee grinder machine. That's why I need to put like a little grinder in here, because we got the brewing stand, but we need the actual grinder, I guess. We got the chest where they can keep the money. Pretty decent. And then on this other side, it's just mirrored kind of like from sorry, I just my dog's chewing bone back there. Oh, goodness. Why do you pick up now of all times to chew that bone? But this is just mirrored from the other side, except on the back here, we've got the entrance into the basement area. So I think that this is pretty cool, this little look here. And you can go on down here. The basement, there's not much going on with it yet. It's going to be huge eventually and lead into the sewers and the rest of the underground. But this is where I keep my storage back here before I'm working on the build. Yeah, a lot of blocks. I always take these 2 shulker boxes full of like decorations, and a lot of times they've got cool stuff in there that just gives me inspiration to kind of build. So I encourage you to do that. Always have a couple of boxes that's for that. But this is how you actually get into the bottom entrance where the librarian will sit for all eternity. Pretty funny. But I'm going to continue digging this out and hook it into the sewers here pretty soon. But I figured that would be good enough for one day, because this took forever to get all of this leather. I literally sat and just did nothing but sit there and stare at the cattle for like, I don't know, I can't tell you how many hours it took me to make this floor. So needless to say, I'm going to take a break on the library for the next episode before I get back into it. But I've got a pretty cool plan for that one. But as in all of these episodes going forward with the lore, we've got to actually do some lore reading. So let's go ahead and grab a book right here, and we'll sit down and I guess read some lore. All right, so this is continuing off of the story from last episode, and all these stories will just continue. I have like this big old book written basically of the lore, so we're just continuing where we left off. So here we go. As the city of Catalogerawan grew, the citizens quickly realized the need for a governing body to oversee disputes and land expansions. Captain Billiam Bill, although well known for seamanship, was not exactly capable of the foresight needed to rule a people group. Being still a subunit of Vandalia, a similar government structure would be required, a designated ruler being an elected king who is supported by a small circle of judges and lawmakers who aid in his decisions. They also have the authority to evict the king from his or her position if they deem the king unfit to govern. The king is elected for life, similarly to those supporting judges. If the king dies in office or is evicted from the position, a vote will be held for the next in line. The same follows for the 5 judges. The king is also still subject to the High King in Vandalia and must submit a tribute to the continued war efforts there each calendar year. The first king of Catalogerawan was elected in 5049. His name was Jonathan Lorobi, and he ruled for 37 years, and the kingdom continued to flourish during that time. The following is a lineage of the kingship to follow him in this current day. And we'll pick up on that in the next episode. We'll give you all the lineage of the kings in this kingdom, I suppose. But I've had a lot of fun with the lore and writing the lore out. Like I've been, speaking of coffee and books, I've been getting getting a coffee and sitting down and writing a giant lore book for this world, and it's really fun. And just adding the characters and stuff. And I've got some really interesting stuff coming. It's not just like little tidbits of information like they have been. Like it gets into some deep and very interesting things. Eventually, maybe this will become a real book. Who knows? But like I said, we're not going to be working on the library in the next episode. I think we're going to come back out and do another bigger terrain project out here near the national park. So, of course, a couple episodes ago, whenever I was working on it, of course, we left off with quite a bit of stuff still to be done on that other side. You may not be able to see it since it's dark and raining. Terrible for this part of the tour, but there's still quite a bit of area that needs terraformed. And yeah, I've got some cool ideas to go with that. So I'm excited for the next episode. And yeah, if you all have enjoyed this one, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one.